All right, Rafaelle, can I have your permission to record this and publish preferably on YouTube, maybe TikTok or Instagram?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
How did you find out about Keila?
Well, I found out about Keila through you. I connected through Bigger Pockets initially. So my wife and I, we've been listening to Bigger Pockets podcast, Real Estate Rookie, for a while. Let's connect with some people. Let's see what happens. And so we found you through Bigger Pockets, and you connected us with Keila here in Vegas.
Awesome. How did you choose me over the other realtors on Bigger Pockets?
Just I feel like a vibe, things that my wife and I would do. We always say let's go with the gut. And when you have that feeling, I think you get the vibe and you're like, okay, this is the person I want to work with. It's the first approach that matters a lot for us. For me, that I'm in customer service as well, I see how that plays like a very important role in everything.
You could have gone with other agents after meeting her, but what was it about her that made you say, all right, I'm going to move forward with Keila?
Well, the first call was just like we felt it. We felt that Keila was she knew what she was doing. We felt like she was very confident, and we liked that a lot. Especially in the craziness of the real estate market right now, you need someone confident and someone that knows what she's doing. The same as with you, we got a good feeling, a good vibe in the very first call. She kept telling us like, you don't, I'm not telling you cannot look for other agent, but I'm gonna make you my priority, and that's what happened. I mean, she literally made us her priority. So we felt the loyalty, and we gave the loyalty back. At the very beginning, you want to understand what's the price range that the clients are looking for. So we told her what our price range, and we didn't get pre-approved yet, so we got referred to a couple lenders, and so with the pre-approval, we understood exactly how much we could afford. From the very beginning, she was like showing us, like properties around Vegas, Henderson. Slowly, she was trying to get more information to understand really what we were looking for, to narrow down, instead of sending like a bunch of like properties that we don't really care, or we wouldn't be interested in. We weren't in Vegas. We were in California through the technology and phone calls, and we didn't know much about the areas. I mean, we did our research in it as well, but definitely she helped us understand what was happening in the Vegas market. She gave us explanation of the different options that we could have gotten. At the same time, she tried to understand what we were looking for.
Out of curiosity, how many homes did you get to look at before you actually chose a home to move forward with and make an offer?
It's crazy because we actually, like, the home that we purchased, it was our third property that we saw.
Nice.
And then it's funny because actually my wife's sister, she saw it on Zillow, and she was like, look at this one. So we sent it to Keila, and I was like, Keila, look at this property. And she was like, immediately, okay, let me talk to the seller's agent and we'll set up a showing. We actually went and decided on this home when we came on a 2 days vacation in Vegas. We came with the intention to find our home on our very first day. We had 3 or 4 showings. Third one was like, okay, this is it. And she was like, okay, we got to put an offer right away, because if you guys really want it, we gonna get it.
Yeah. Did you make any other offers, or was this magic bullet? Like the first offer you sent, it actually got accepted? How did that process go?
Yeah, the first offer we sent got accepted. Even Keila said that we probably had a very smooth process compared to many other clients. She knew immediately what type of offer to put on. Like, we literally got guided by her like the whole time. Everything that she said, it happened. Everything that she explained, it was exactly how it was.
That's awesome. This offer, was it on listing price, below listing price? Were there any contingencies that you wanted? And did Keila represent that on your behalf?
Yeah, so initially the house was listed as $389. We put an offer $380. The seller was stuck at $389 because he really wanted to get the money to renovate some works that he did in the house. Keila was like, okay, we do $389, but you gotta put $9,000 in the closing costs. We just wanted to make sure that closing costs were fully or at least partially covered.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So basically, you went at listing price, and then Keila was able to help you with the closing costs credit for $9,000 that you can essentially reuse around the house. lifestyle that you
Yeah,
want.
exactly. She knew from the very beginning appraisal wasn't gonna come at 389.
Mm-hmm.
So she told us from the beginning, she was like, okay, now he's giving you 9K towards closing costs. I think we might have to negotiate a little bit, she said, because he's not gonna get 389. She knew it from the very beginning. She did the comps, she checked the area, so she did her homework. The appraisal will come down, and of course at that time she knew, she was like, being an FHA loan, he's not gonna be able to get 389 if appraisal comes at 383 or 385, because FHA loan, they don't, of course, they don't give you more than what the house is worth. Appraisal came at 383 instead of the 9,000. We ended up getting the $5,000, I think. I mean, she was honest with us, so she wasn't like, be like, oh yeah, we can do this, or like, she knew, she was like, we gotta come to an agreement. But she was always open. She was like, if you guys at any point feel like this is not what you want, or this is not what you want to do, we can still look and back out. She never like pushed us to close on the house. She always gave us the option, be like, okay, this is not what you feel comfortable with, we can move on and keep looking for other places.
That's awesome. That sounds like a win-win-win-win situation on all four parties.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was the trickiest part of the transaction, and how was it resolved?
The trickiest part, I'll explain it really quick. So my wife already had a job, so she had a job offer. So, and for me, I didn't come to Vegas with a job offer. I work in the hospitality industry. Works on tips. My salary could not be used as a salary, so we had to use my wife's job. Considering that she didn't start yet, it was a little tricky with having the offer letter, especially in the last week before closing. Her getting the paycheck in order to get the loan approved was a little bit of like a scariest moment. She got paid the day before closing day, but her pay stub didn't get there the day before. So we had a very tight time frame to close on this house, because we had a rental that we had to leave the day after, because we calculated that we were gonna close. Kyle told us, okay, this is the closing day. Like, everyone wants to get to closing because I get the house, the seller sells, and other people gets commission. Beside that, I saw the interest in like making sure that we will get what we wanted. The closing day, it could have been pushed in the worst case, but they worked so hard and they made sure that we wouldn't spend more money in the rental. So they made sure that day was closing day and we will get into the house.
Wow, that hits home to my heart, because I am actually going through the exact same thing, which is so crazy to me to hear that from you, because it's very, very relevant. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are experiencing the same thing, especially with all of the layoffs going on and people transitioning and switching jobs. They're probably in the situation where they're trying to get or closing a home, and look at what happened to your situation. Everything just harmonized in time. It was like right before the closing, you got the pay stub. I think that is pretty remarkable timing. Thank you for sharing that. In terms of improvement, what are some things you'd like to share with Keila, some of the things that she could improve upon?
Look, I would like to respond to this question, but I really don't have anything to complain about. I'm totally honest. Like, we were both surprised, because especially when you listen to the podcast, Bigger Pockets, Real Estate Rookie, you hear a lot of successful stories, but you also hear a lot of horror stories. Real estate agents that had no idea what they were doing. And another note about that was like, also Kyle was like, okay, you guys got a good agent, is that when we did the inspection for the house, she noticed immediately that the water heater wasn't gonna get approved by the FHA, because it was missing the earthquake straps and it was missing the basket under for leaking. So these are things that we came in having no idea about these things. We came in, I know that she got a lot of experiences also from her personal experiences about buying her home, and I don't know, I just like we were very surprised, because we were like, okay, this is the first home that we buy and we get this agent. So I'm hoping that in the future we ever gonna work with different agents. I hope they're gonna keep the standards, because she definitely set the bar very high.
Nice. All right, Keila, you hear that. So would you work with us again and recommend us to your friends and family? And what kind of stars would you rate us in terms of our service.
Definitely 5-star. That's 100%. Definitely, if we invest in the area, we definitely gonna work with both Joe and Keila.
That's awesome. And any final words to Keila?
Nothing. I mean, like, she's amazing. She like we actually was still like we still keep in touch because I still ask her some things, and she responds. It's not like she's down with it. That's it. Like, I mean, hopefully we're gonna have her. I told her that one day we're gonna cook for her and have her for dinner. I mean, we were very happy to work with her. I mean, she did an amazing job. In a year or so, we can move to another property and just keep expanding. I mean, that's our goal, and we're going to try to keep doing that. And, if we have Keila on our side, that will be even better.
Cash out refinance. Here we come.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Rafaelle. I know you're super busy and your schedule is demanding, and we really appreciate you sharing your experiences and how we can improve. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, everything started with our connection through Bigger Pockets. So that was definitely, I really appreciate that, for even following up right now, I really appreciate that.